Thank you for joining us for a special KBRFradio.com video streaming production. Tonight's game is proudly brought to you by Otter Tail Power Company and your Otter Tail Power Company pregame show. Park Region and your Park Region scoreboard. Minnesota Motor Company and your Minnesota Motor Company halftime show. Lake Region Healthcare and your Lake Region Healthcare timeouts. Ogstead Plumbing and Heating with your game time and temperature. Viking Cafe and Fergus Falls Apothecary with your keys to the game. Olson Oil Card Express and your Olson Oil Card Express postgame show. Quality Toyota and your Quality Toyota player of the game. Nelson Auto Center and your Nelson starting lineups. Otter Tail County AIS Task Force. Liberty Business Systems. Service Food of Fergus Falls Monument. Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapy Incorporated. Otter Tail Coaches and FM Bank of Fergus Falls.
Hey, good afternoon. It's time for some Otter baseball on Channel 977. Also streaming on the Fergus Now app. So if you get a chance to do that and get on your phone, iPad, or computer. Don't do it when you're driving your car, though, or just tune in, listen. And we got the Otters with their 9-8 record here against the Moorhead Spuds in non-conference, non-section game. But a great test here for the Otters, who lost a tough one to a good Ricori team last night, 4-2. They got down 4-0, battled back, got within a couple, and had a couple 6-4-3 double plays to get out of tough jams in that one. So the Otters are playing well here, and best record for the Otters since 2012, playing in the Central Lakes Conference, which is not an easy task. The Spuds, they have 9 wins as well, and with that, they have, I believe, 8 losses, so a pretty identical record. And the Spuds, they're coming off a game yesterday. They beat St. Cloud 5-0 and also beat Andover, the Huskies, 6-2. Now the Spuds play in Section 8-4A, and again, the Otters in Section 8-3A. We'll talk about that in the pregame show with head coach Shane Tilke, and we'll have that for you. After this break, again, it's the Spuds and the Otters as our Otter Tail Power Company pregame show continues.
Welcome to Minnesota Motor Company.
We're proud to be a part of this community.
And proud to be your dealership.
Minnesota Motor.
Serve your family and friends the best. Certified Angus beef from the meat department at Service Food. Special cuts and orders always welcome. Service Food, West Lincoln Avenue, Fergus Falls.
Service Food. Serving you best.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton, there's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
4-0. Battled back, but talk about that one before we talk about the Spuds.
Yeah, we had a long layoff, hadn't played on a baseball field or even been outside since last Thursday, and I think the rust showed a little early, the first inning or two, and then once we got our legs back under us, we just dug a hole against a really well-coached and very talented baseball program in Ricori, and I was proud to see our guys, hold them there through the middle innings and give us a chance, and just fell short there in the 7th with guys on base, which is where you want to be late in the game, is just with a chance, and we were there, but just didn't quite capitalize.
Got to be pleased with this team to 9-8 in the CLC. Split with Alexandria. Sartell is very good. Sauk Rapids Rice is very good. But talk about the season to date.
The season's been really exciting. We play tough teams day in and day out. There's no soft spots on our schedule, and we like it that way because it sets us up for section ball. And, the CLC is always tough, and getting a chance to play great teams in great venues, great ballparks, it's a fun season to coach in, but it can be a little bit ruthless, too. You mentioned some of those teams, St. Cloud, Corey, Alexandria, Sauk Rapids, Sartell, Brainerd, always good in baseball, and we're always right there with them. And this year we've had chances in some games and capitalized, and we fell short in a couple that we'd like to have back. But sitting here at 9-8, it's the best we've been since 2012. And if we could, get a split at minimum today, we'd like to win both. That puts us above 500, and that's where you want to be this time of year.
As far as Section 8 3A, the 7 good teams in there, 4 or 5 seed, or what do you think? How do you think it's going to shake out for you?
Derek Abrahams and I kind of took a peek at that today, just knowing that there's some games, big ones tonight with Rocori and Little Falls and some of those other ones. It doesn't look like much will change from the top 3. The order of the top 3, Little Falls, Alec, Rocori, could be in any of those 3 order. And then us and Hutch will probably about fall 4 or 5. And with our head-to-head win over Hutchinson and QRF, I think we'll get to probably host Hutchinson on Tuesday, but that's just speculation right now, with then Wilmer and DL rounding out 6 and 7.
It's got to be fun. That's a tough section.
It is a tough section, and everybody can beat anybody on any given day, and that's the fun part about it. So you have to show up and play the game. And tonight, we talked about just even with the Moorhead team that we don't play very often other than the summer. Let's go out and just try to win an inning, win the first inning, win the second inning, and give ourselves a chance to compete here for 2 ball games. It'll be fun baseball.
I know Moorhead's really looking to improve their program, and Greg Selvold, an ex-minor leaguer. They got a lot of kids to choose from too, but we always want to beat the Spuds, don't we? We don't care if it's checkers or whatever it is.
Yeah, when they show up to town, or we get to go play at their ballpark, or in any sport really, which we don't get to play them a whole lot in the sports that I coach, football, and I'm in hockey and baseball. It's fun to get to play them here at the end of the season. I'm glad that they were compliant and found a way to get 2 in today. And yeah, when the Spuds come to town, we know it's going to be a battle, and they're going to have some talent over on that bench that we have to compete with, and it makes for an exciting challenge here in the final day of the regular season.
All right, and lastly, just talk about your staff here on the varsity.
I'm very blessed. I've got Jared Larson, who's been with me for the last 3 years now, ex-Ashby head coach who had lots of success over in Ashby, coming over to coach with us for 3 years, and then picking up Pete Gosted, obviously former Otter star baseball player on some state tournament teams, pitched at the M State College and over at Mankato State. So having him help with our pitchers and just baseball in general is great. And then our younger guys, we got David Dirks with the JV, and we picked up Delvin Johnson, DJ with our 9th grade squad, and just great guys, role models around our kids. Baseball is a big part of life, but being great young men is more important, and so we got the right people to help project that kind of personality as we play the game of baseball.
All right, Shane, looking forward to it. Good luck. Great night for baseball. You got the music on. You got the sunshine, so let's do it.
You know what? Couldn't ask for anything better, Mark. Looking for a great night. Thanks for being here.
All right, Shane Tilke, head coach of the Otters. We'll come back with more on our Otter Tail Power Company pregame show.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Light powers your day, and with LEDs, every time you turn on a light, it's a chance to save. See how Otter Tail Power Company can help you save at otpco.com/LED.
What's the record for the biggest walleye? What's the record for the largest goldfish? Wait, what? Never release aquatic animals or plants into our lakes and rivers. Help protect our waters and native species.
Starting lineups brought to you by Nelson Otter Center, Highway 210 West in Fergus Falls. For the Otters, leading off will be number 13 right fielder Logan Larson. Batting second, the third baseman Carson Froning. And on the mound tonight, and batting third will be Hunter Powers. Brock Sherman, the catcher, will bat fourth. Micah Johnson will play second base and bat fifth for Fergus Falls. And the DH will be Brant Sherman today. In center field and batting seventh will be Parker Tilke. Cam Wiedrich at shortstop, batting eighth. And then Jacob Froning in left field. He rounds out the starting lineup. And again, the Otters are 9-8 on the season. And again, pitching today will be Isaiah Holmes. For the visitors, the Spuds, they'll look like this. Leading off be number 8, the left fielder, Carson Hinch. Taylor Rick will bat second, and he is the center fielder. The shortstop, Number 4, Riley Dickhouse, batting third. In the cleanup spot, number 11, Drake Kuzma. He plays third base. Pitching will be Ben Fredrickson, so his DH will be Brady Steffen. And then batting next will be number 6, Braden Kwame. He is the right fielder. Then the catcher, Carter Hutari. And then rounding out the lineup, the second baseman, Austin Schwantz. And also the first baseman, number 15, Sam Craig. Those are your Nelson Auto Center starting lineups. And we're set to go here. We will pause for the anthem and come back with the first pitch. Again, you're listening to Spud Otter Baseball here on Channel 977.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Ugstead Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Ugstead Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
Welcome to Minnesota Motor Company.
We're proud to be a part of this community.
And proud to be your dealership.
Minnesota Motor.
Olson Oil Cart Express of Fergus Falls is your one-stop shop. Propane tank refills? Check. Diesel for your trucks? Check. Gas, propane exchange, and bulk delivery? Check, check, and check. Olson Oil Cart Express, supporting Otter sports. The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Scott DeBrito. I had the privilege of wearing the Otter uniform. Today, I have the privilege of representing FM Bank here in Fergus Falls. Show your Otter pride with our Otter debit card. Stop in and see us or visit our website at mybankfm.com.
What's your number?
I drove 113 miles.
And I drove 124 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Cafe keys to the game. And so I think one of the keys would be bouncing back after that 4-2 loss to Ricori. The other thing also would be just playing solid defense like they did last night, timely hitting another one, and then also just since last night they hadn't been out on a field for quite a while, but just kind of being back in the groove of things. So our keys to the game brought to you by the Viking Cafe and Fergus Falls Apothecary. So Isaiah Holmes on the mound, and looking forward to watching the Otters play. The JV team is playing on Farmers Field. The JVB team is playing over at the college, so a lot of baseball going on. Holmes is 1-2 on the season thus far, and he's given up 8 earned runs, 19 runs total, 26 hits. But his ERA at 2.074. His WHIP is 1.22, and so he's had a good season thus far. And again, man, it's tough getting spring baseball in. No question about that. And thanks to our sponsors, Olson Oil Cart Express sponsoring our post-game show, and then Lake Country Graphics and Quality Toyota with our Quality Player of the Game. And then Minnesota Motors, we'll talk about them between innings here as well. And appreciate all of our sponsors. So we're going to get things going here. Leading off will be the left fielder, number 8, Carson Hench. So Hench will step in here. Again, Holmes on the mound. And Dave Bishop, our game side engineer, running the dials and the camera here. So appreciate Dave's work all the time. Here's Holmes' first pitch. That's outside for a ball. So 1-0, the count here. So Holmes on the mound. And again, catching number 17, Brock Sherman, senior. There's a pitch in the dirt. The count goes to 2-0. Again, a beautiful day for baseball. A little bit of breeze out of the, kind of east-southeast. There's a swing and a miss on a changeup. Count goes to 2-1. So Carson Hench, the left fielder. On deck will be Tay Rick, center fielder. There's a 2-1 pitch. That's going to be fouled up and out of play. Oh, he's going to get a chance at it. Just over the fence. So And a good hustle there by Jacob Froning, the left fielder. Count goes to 2-2. So 2-2 the count to Carson Heinch. Again, we'll have the second game. Also, after this one, we'll have a brief break in between. And there's a pitch fouled right up. That was coming right for me, Dave. Right into the screen, though. Yeah, that was headed right here. So a lot of protection here. You know, if you could invent something that protects you other than plexiglass, you could see through perfectly, you would be able to retire. This is nice, though, just the black screen. A lot of ballparks have that. There's a pitch low in the dirt, 3-2. So the count goes full. Rick is up next, and then Riley Dickhouse, the number 3 hitter. And there's a changeup that's going to be drilled into the fence. But a little bit of wind again now and then, maybe 5 to 8 miles an hour, not much, but that can change as well. Coming out of the southeast probably. Finally going to be up to 77 degrees tomorrow, so looking forward to that. Been a while since we've seen 70. We went right from 40 to 90. Here's Isaiah Holmes. Pitch low for a ball, so Heinz tries a walk. He'll go down to first base, and that'll bring up the center fielder Tay Rick. So Rick will step in. Where's number 7? So Rich steps in. Former Otter Isaac Johnson joins us in the box. He's shaking his head. The catcher, infielder, pitcher for the Otters. And here comes Isaiah Holmes. That pitch is fouled back. And get on first base, Heinz drew a walk. So nobody out here, runner on first. This is the weather we've been waiting for a long time. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Holmes sets. Pitch in the dirt. Count goes to 1-1. Good job that time by Brock Sherman, blocking that ball right in front of him. Brother Brandt is the DH today. Karsten Froning at third. Cam Wiedrich at short. Powers at first, and Micah Johnson at second. Runner's going. Throw down to second. It's going to be left of the base, and a stolen base. And the Spuds have a runner in scoring position. So the count right now, 1-1, or 1-2, pardon me. There's a attempted curveball up high. 2-2. So 2-2 the count. Here to Tay Rick. There's a line drive to right field. Logan Larson will come up with it. And rounding third base, Heinz is going to score. And the Powers holds on to it. So an RBI single there for the center fielder, Tay Rick. So good piece of hitting there. He just let it come back in the zone and got a barrel on it and put it over Micah Johnson. So 1 run thus far here, 1 hit. We have a runner on first. That's Rick. Riley Dickhouse steps in. He's the shortstop, number 3 hitter. Nobody out here for the Otters. Runner's going. Throw down to second. Micah Johnson applies the tag, but getting in under the tag was Rick, so Rick goes to second base. So a stolen base for Rick. And 1 ball and no strikes to the shortstop, Riley Dickhouse. There's a pitch in the dirt. Count goes to 2-0. So 2-0 the count. Some nice upgrades to the lights here at Legion Field. And the softball fields here for the last couple of years. There's a foul ball. No, it's going to be in play. Jacob Froning camps under this high pop-up. I think that bounced off a weather balloon. So we'll score that one F7. and there's one out. Had to bring up the cleanup hitter, number 11. Kunza, he is the third baseman. And there's a swing and a foul. No, it's in play. It's Logan Larson gets under it, gathers it, and there's two down. So good pitching there by Holmes. Is it Kunza or Kumza? Kuhn with an N. So Kun. So two down now. Larson with a catch in right field, and that will bring up Fredrickson, the pitcher, or no, the DH, pardon me. Got to get this. I think he's the pitcher. We'll have to see who the DH is here. So Fredrickson steps in. And the first pitch, was that a ball or a strike? I missed that. All right. No. There's a ground ball up the middle. Micah Johnson fields, throws, and a nice dig by Hunter Powers. And a 5-3 putout as Fredrickson is retired. One run on one hit, no errors, and one left on base. We head to the bottom of the first inning. And 1-0 Spuds. We'll come back with more.
Business systems can be frustrating. Don't take it out on the printer. Let Liberty Business Systems simplify the chaos. With automated printing services and flexible contracts, you'll never feel frustrated or stuck with your business systems. Liberty Business Systems.
Transparent, flexible, fearless.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Otters Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Otters Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
At American Federal Bank, they're proud sponsors of local high school athletics. From Friday night lights to buzzer-beating shots, these students inspire us all. Just like them, American Federal is here to go the extra mile for you. American Federal Bank, investing in our community, one play at a time. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Jay, owner of Fergus Apothecary, downtown Fergus Falls. We like to talk to you out in the open, not through glass, not through a speaker. We treat you as a person, not as an insurance card. So we invite you to come downtown Fergus Falls and speak with us.
That was an RBI single there by Taylor Rick. And the Otters will bring up now Logan Larson. Again, the batting lineup, Larson, Carson Froning, followed by number 3 hitter Hunter Powers. Then Brock Sherman and Micah Johnson, Brant Sherman, Parker Tilke, Cam Wiedrich, and Jacob Froning. That's your Otter batting lineup. Ben Fredrickson on the mound here for the Spuds. Hutari will do the catching. And get a first look at the Spuds defense here as well. And their pitcher Fredrickson. Again, only time we're playing the Spuds this year. Let's see if I can get some numbers here on Fredrickson. Let's see here. Yeah, Ben Fredrickson, 1-1 on the season. And he's surrendered 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. That's all I have from head coach Greg Selvold. So Selvold, a very good baseball, played some minor league baseball. He was drafted into the big leagues. He has ties to Dalton. I don't know if you knew that. His dad grew up in Dalton. His twin brother, Lowell. There's 2 brothers that married sisters, so just for a little trivia. I don't know. So, all right, here we go. Here's Logan Larson. He'll step in. Here's a pitch for a strike. Just nailed the outside corner. So Logan steps in, and senior season, batting .294 on the season as he got a .455 on base percentage. There's a good job there by Logan. There was a curveball inside, and he just laid off that. So count goes to 1-1. Great day for baseball, and we get some cold spring games, but we've been waiting for this for a long time. Fredrickson delivers, pitch in for a strike. Putari did a good job framing that one. They always kind of come up with it. He brought it right back into the strike zone. Count goes to 1-2. On deck, third baseman Carson Froning. Here's the pitch to Larson. Good job. He kind of fights that one off. Count remains 1-2. So 1-2 to Logan Larson. He chokes up a little bit. Going to do some defensive hitting here. Fredrickson, right-hander, delivers. That's high and outside. 2-2. Again, a full slate of baseball here this evening. Doubleheader with the Spuds here. There's a pitch there fouled off by Larson. So sometimes as the batter, the more pitches you see, the better opportunity sometimes you have. You just kind of get in a rhythm up there. Getting that pitch count up on the pitcher as well. Just good hitting here by Larson. So 2-2 is a count. Nobody on, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 Spuds. Curveball high. Count goes full, 3-2. So 3-2 the count to Logan Larson. Good crowd on hand here. There are people with their lawn chairs down the first baseline and the Spud fans down the third baseline. Here's a pitch low for a ball, so a good piece of hitting that time by Logan Larson as he draws a walk. So the Otters have a runner aboard, and that'll bring up the third baseman, number 1, Karsten Froning. Batting .275 on the season. So Karsten will step in. Hunter Powers on deck here for Fergus Falls. Pitch squares around a bunt, gets it down. Fredrickson up with it. He'll make the play at first, but a good job moves Logan Larson over to second base, so a sacrifice. Moves him over to second base, and Hunter Powers will step in, the lefty, and Hunter's had himself a great year, hitting .455 right now. So Powers with a big year. He's got 16 singles, 6 doubles, a couple triples, and a home run. So Powers will step in with Logan Larson in scoring position. Nobody out. Powers drills one towards right field. And it's going to hit the base of the fence. Powers stays at second. And coming around third is Logan Larson, and he's going to be in. And on to third base is Powers. So an RBI double for Hunter Powers, and a good job there by Karsten Froning. And we have our Annabelle Lee & Associates instant replay. And there comes Larson sliding in safely. And then the ball gets past Hutari, the catcher, and that moves Powers to third base. So a double and an RBI. And a nice piece of hitting there by Hunter Powers. That'll bring up Brock Sherman. And he takes a hit by pitch. So he'll draw. Free pass, not so free when you take one into the shoulders. And Brock's hitting .435, having a big year. And Micah Johnson, the number 5 hitter, will step in. And Otters will bring in a courtesy runner for the catcher. John Dent will come in to run. So Powers to third base on that ball that went past the catcher. And a double to the base of the fence. Scored Logan Larson. So Dent running at first for Brock Sherman. And Micah Johnson will step in. Johnson wears number 6, hitting .318 on the season. Hitting in the 5 spot here. There's a pitch. Strike on the left side, left corner. Again, we are in the bottom of the first inning. The Otters tied up 1-1 on the double by Hunter Powers. Here's a pitch from Fredrickson. Right hands it. That's going to be in the dirt. And it's 1-1. First and third here, we'll see what the Otters got cooking here. And the defensive play for the Spuds. John Dent with a modest lead at first base. Again, Hunter Powers at third. Pitch from Fredrickson. Fouled back into the screen. I flinched that time again. That one was heading right toward me. Got a net, and if I close the window, there's no way that ball's getting here. Yeah, right in the teeth. I did some catching in my day, too. All right, here we go. Good chance here for the Otters here. First and third. We'll see if Dent's going. There's a pitch, ground ball to third base. It's going to be foul. So a good job there by Coons that he grabbed that one. No chance of it coming fair. Jared Larson, the first base coach, and Shane Tilkey at third, head coach of the Otters. And the count right now 1-2 to Micah Johnson. Or is number 6 playing second base. Pitch inside, it hits him. So another hit by pitch. So Brock Sherman to second, Micah to first. Bases are juiced now, and Brant Sherman steps in. Junior, the younger brother of Brock Sherman. This is easy because they have the same numbers they wore in hockey. Both defensemen. Here's Brant. He'll step in. Fredrickson with a pitch. Falls that one off his foot there. He'll jump back in. Hitting .323 on the season. It's a good hitting Otter team here. And with one out here and bases loaded, see if they can get something into the outfield here. Outfield playing pretty shallow here. Just look at that. Left and center field. There's a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 0-2. 0-2 the count here now to Brant Sherman. Parker Tilkey on deck, followed by Cam Wiedrich and Jacob Froning. One out here for the Otters. Ground ball left side. Play at the plate. And a double play. Oh, boy. That was a good play. That was a 5-2-3 double play. Yeah, the Otters do score. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. They leave 3 on base as we head now to the top of the second. 1-1 is our score. And again, Minnesota Motors, our sponsor between some of these innings. Don't forget they have trucks located on South Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls. We'll come back with the top of the top of the third.
Welcome to Minnesota Motor Company.
We're proud to be a part of this community.
And proud to be your dealership.
Minnesota Motor.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Light powers your day, and with LEDs, every time you turn on a light, it's a chance to save. See how Otter Tail Power Company can help you save at otpco.com/LED.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls, Breckenridge, and Hankinson. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for you.
1-1 is a score. An RBI double by Hunter Powers scoring Carson Froning. And Braden Kwame will step in. He's the right fielder. As we're in the top of the second inning, he falls that one off to the left side. So a foul ball there. Good off speed that time by Holmes. Carter Hutari on deck. Followed by Austin Schwantz and Sam Craig. Kwame at the plate. Again, he's the right fielder. Pitch swung on and missed. Good pitch there on the outside corner, kind of high and outside. Holmes wears number 3. So Kwame steps in here. Pitch called strike 3. That's a backward K in the scorebook. And there's one out. So Kwame gets caught looking. And the catcher, Carter Hutari, will step in. And Schwantz on deck. Good start to the inning for the Otters. Pitch on the inside corner. In for a strike. It's like Isaiah getting into a little bit of a groove here. That's what you want. Pitch right-hander, delivers. Oh, that was a nice pitch on the outside corner, but it's, I think, a little bit low. So 1-1 the count. Utari steps in. Pitch from Holmes. In for a strike. Curveball. It's a little breaking ball there. 1-2. You're an infielder. You're like a pitcher, works fast like this. Holmes is getting it done. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball. Left side. Picked up. Wiederich with a throw. It's going to be a bit high. And Utari will reach. And we're going to score that. We scored probably a throwing error, maybe. I don't know. Hard to tell here. Hit or an error. It would have been a tough, close play. I don't know. I hate making those calls. Okay. They gave him a on game. Okay, so it's a single. Yep. It would have been tough to get him there. It had been a bit of a bang-bang play. So a single. Hotari reaches, and that brings up Austin Schwantz. Squares the bunt, pulls his bat back. And he is the second baseman. So Schwantz steps in. Craig on deck. Holmes works here with one out and one runner on first. So 2-0 is the count. Again, Craig is set to bat. Here's Holmes. Takes a look towards first. Wines delivers. Ground ball, right side. Micah Johnson knocks it down. But that'll be an infield hit as well. A good play by Micah. He got to it, so it kept Utari from gaining third base. So he'll go to second. And that's another infield single. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, first baseman Sam Craig. There's a ball high, 1-0. So 1-0 the count to Craig. Runners on first and second. Comes to the set. And there's a foul ball at home plate. All right, here we go. Ground ball to the pitcher. Looking for 2. Oh! Came there, and it came out of Wiederich's glove, so bases are loaded here as a ground ball to Holmes went to short, and then that'll send Craig down to first base. He reaches on an error. Schwantz goes to second. Utari to third. And the leadoff hitter, left fielder Carson Heinz, will step in with bases loaded and one out. See if the Otters can come up with a double play. That's how the Spuds ended the Otters' bottom of the first inning. Again, we're in the top of the second. Scores 1-1. Holmes. Pitch low. Count goes to 2-0. 2-0. Tay Rick is on deck, followed by Harley Dickhouse. Bases are loaded here with one out here. Spuds threatening here in the top half of the second inning. Pitch by Holmes. Left field. Oh, nice play by Cam Wiederich. Got the runner at second. A diving play by Cam. And they get Craig at second. And that's a 6-4 putout for out number 2. Schwantz goes to third. And safe at first is Carson Heinz, but that does score a run. So Hutari scores, and it's 2-1 Spuds. And there's 2 out here now for the Otters as Rick steps in. Runner's going to go at first and third, and they'll throw back to the pitcher. And Craig gets second base. So runners at second and third now with 2 outs. And a 2-1 Spud lead here. Pitches count as 1-1 now, pardon me. Rick in at the plate. Bases, runners at second, that's fall back. Count goes to 1-2. Good time for a strikeout here now. So Rick is the number 2 hitter. He's a center fielder. He had the RBI single and stole the base in the first inning. 1-for-1. Pitch by Holmes. And that's going to go foul down the right field line. Good job by Holmes. He picked it up as it was spinning back towards fair territory. It's a good hustle that time. Kind of had some English on that one. So Rick will come back to the plate. Sporting the pink bat, the bright pink bat. So Schwantz at third, Craig at second. Here's Rick. Isaiah Holmes comes to the set. Delivery. Struck him out on a changeup. Good time for a strikeout. But the Spuds add a run. They get 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and they leave 2 on base as we head to the bottom of the second inning. 2-1 Spuds. We'll come back with more listening to Otter Baseball on Channel 977.
Your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
What's your number?
I drove 60 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota. I drove 45 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Serve your family and friends the best. Certified Angus beef from the meat department at Service Food. Special cuts and orders always welcome. Service Food, West Lincoln Avenue, Fergus Falls.
Service Food. Serving you best.
Otter Tail Minn Dakota Coaches has been the trusted name in transportation for 50 years. Safety, service, and dependability are at the heart of every journey. From local routes to nationwide trips, rely on Otter Tail Coaches for a ride you can trust.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Welcome to Minnesota Motor Company.
We're proud to be a part of this community.
And proud to be your dealership.
Minnesota Motor.
All right, we're back here. 2-1 Spuds. We head to the bottom of the second inning. And the Otters will bring Parker Tilke to the plate. Parker's the center fielder. So Parker will step in. And followed by Cam Wiedrich and Jacob Froning. So the Otters stranded 3 base runners in that first inning. A nice double play. Tough one, a 5-2-3 double play to kill the Otters rally. First pitch to Tilke, curveball in for a strike. 0-1. So Parker Tilke followed by Riederich and Froning. 2-1 Spuds here, bottom of the second. And Parker with a fly ball to center field. And out making the play is Tay Rick. So Parker flies out to center field, and that will bring up the shortstop, number 2, Cam Wiedrich. And Jacob Froning is on deck. Again, a doubleheader. We'll have some more baseball right after this one. It's a short break in between innings. Here's the first pitch to Wiederick, lined out. A well-hit ball, though, but a nice catch there by the shortstop, number 4, Dickhouse. And that's 2 up, 2 down now, and the left fielder, Jacob Froning, will step in. He is a cousin to Carson Froning, not a brother, but a first cousin. And here comes Fredrickson with a pitch. That's inside for a ball, 1-0. So 1-0 the count. Logan Larson, the leadoff hitter, is on deck here for Fergus Falls. Curve ball high that time. 2-0. Craig Olson, if you're listening, they used to say Rod Carew could pick up the stitches of a baseball. You could tell the rotation. By the way, Craig Olson's favorite twin of all time is Rod Carew. I know that. 2-1, called strike. Here comes a 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes at 2-2. So Jacob Froning at the plate here for Fergus Falls. Froning will step in here. Fredrickson from the windup. Right-hander delivers. And a called strike 3 on the outside corner. So 3 up, 3 down that time. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We come to the top of the 3rd inning. 2-1 Spuds. You're listening to Otter Baseball on Channel 977.
Hi, I'm Jay, owner of Fergus Apothecary, downtown Fergus Falls. We like to talk to you out in the open, not through glass, not through a speaker. We treat you as a person, not as an insurance card. So we invite you to come downtown Fergus Falls and speak with us.
Serve your family and friends the best. Certified Angus beef from the meat department at Service Food. Special cuts and orders always welcome. Service Food, West Lincoln Avenue, Fergus Falls.
Service Food. Serving you best.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you where to eat.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton. There's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls and Grand Forks.
Here's Spuds to bat here. They lead it 2-1. And Riley Dickhouse, the shortstop, will step in. Holmes delivers high. Ball 1-0. So 1-0 the count. Isaiah Holmes working here. And there's a ball 2. Got 1 strikeout this far. Holmes, right-hander, steps and delivers. That's going to be high, ball 3. Again, Holmes wears number 3, and then Drake Kunza is on deck, followed by Ben Fredrickson. There's a pitch high, so 4 straight balls that time, and Dickhouse will go down to first base. And the third baseman, Drake Kunza, will step in. He popped out to right field in the first inning. Again, the Otters 1 run coming on the Hunter Powers double, scoring Carson Froning. So here's Kunza. Man on first. He'll throw towards first. And getting back easily was Riley Dickhouse, the shortstop for the Spuds. And Fredrickson on deck. He's the pitcher. Holmes. He's going to throw back again. Dickhouse gets back easy. Good job of keeping him close, though, because the Spuds have been successful. They stole 2 stolen bases in that first inning. Heinz and Rick each had stolen bases. We'll throw over a third time. Unlike the MLB now, you can throw it at first as many times as you want. Yeah. That they're doing everything they can to speed up the game. Here's Isaiah Holmes. Runner's going. Sherman, throw down to second. They're going to get him. I think he's going to say he was safe. That he got around the tag. Good throw by Brock that time. Good tag applied by Micah Johnson. But down to second base is Dick House. Coons at the plate. They have a runner in scoring position. Holmes will take a look towards second base. Now he'll deliver. Looks like a good pitch there. They're going to maybe say it was a bit low. So Brock Sherman doing the catching here. And here comes the 2-0 pitch. That's going to be fouled back. Count goes to 2-1. Again, third baseman Kunza flew out to left field his first time up. There's a pitch in the dirt. Good job by Sherman once again. Blocking those baseballs. When you're a defenseman and play hockey, you block a lot of pucks. So he's used to this. He and brother Brandt, two very good defensemen on the Otter hockey team. Here's Holmes, who was the manager for the hockey team this year. Ground ball to the shortstop. Cam Wiedrich up with it. Wiedrich. Throw to first and a nice play, a 6-3 putout. Dickhouse will go to third, and there is one down. Wiedrich with a nice play. That's short on to Powers. And Ben Fredrickson will step in. He grounded out to second base or third baseman in the first inning. Grounded out to Carson Fronting. Fall back to the screen, 0-1. So 0-1 is the count. Wondering, oh, good, the concession stand is open. I'm going to have to make use of that before game 2. Here's Holmes, delivery. Fredrickson, fly ball, deep center field, not too deep. I guess Parker Tilke after it. And scoring from third base. He is number 4, Riley Dickhouse, so he'll score on a sac fly. So credit Fredrickson with an RBI on the sac. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Braden Kwame, with 2 down now and a 3-1 Spud lead. So one of the runs was scored on a fielder's choice, one on a single, and one here on a sac fly. And here comes a 0-1 pitch there to Kwame for a ball, so it's 1-1. So 1-1 the count here to Kwame. Hotari is on deck. Pop fly towards center field. Parker Tilke under it, taps his thigh a couple times, makes the play. So Tilke, Parker with 2 putouts. And that will do it for the Spuds, but they get 1 run. No hits, no errors, and they leave nobody on base. So we're going to head now to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3-1 Spuds. You're listening to Otter Baseball here on Channel 977.
I'm Tad Butke, your dedicated business sales consultant at Park Region. Whether you're looking to optimize your operations, scale your business, or find tailored solutions, I'm here to help you achieve your goals.
Reach out to Tad today at 218-998-2000 for Park Region to go beyond the connection.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Olson Oil Cart Express of Fergus Falls is your one-stop shop. Propane tank refills? Check. Diesel for your trucks? Check. Gas, propane exchange, and bulk delivery? Check, check, and check. Olson Oil Cart Express, supporting Otter sports.
Welcome to Minnesota Motor Company.
We're proud to be a part of this community.
And proud to be your dealership.
Minnesota Motor.
We're back here at Legion Field. 3-1 is the score. Otters will come down the bottom of the third inning. Here we want to remind you that this game and the Quality Player of the Game t-shirts are brought to you by Lake Country Graphics. Also, other great sponsors of Otter Athletics, Midwest Printing, your local partner for quality printing. Visit Midwest Printing in Fergus Falls. And West Central Ag Air is your local Peterson Farms and LG seed supplier and the right choice to defend your crops. West Central Ag Air. So Logan Larson will step in for the Otters. He reached on a walk in his first at-bat, scored the only Otter run on the Hunter Powers double, and he'll step in here against Frederick. Logan with a good swing on that ball, but it's going to go out towards center field. And where Rick is there and gathers that one. So on a first pitch swing, the Otters fly out to center field. And Karsten Froning will step in. So Froning, yeah, he had a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. So that didn't count as an official at bat. First pitch in for a strike. Baseball has so many quirky little deals as far as what's a hit and what's a error, what's a walk, a run. But same thing if you hit somebody in on an error, it's not an RBI, all those fun stuff. There's a pitch, a curveball that's high, ball 1. 1-1. So 30 pitches here thus far for Fredrickson. There's a pitch and a foul ball out of play. So Logan Larson, who had a really good at-bat, his first at-bat like that. Now Carson Froning steps in as well. 1-2. Karsten. There's a base hit. Left field. Now, number 1 is aboard with a hit. Gets things going for the Otters here in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up the first baseman, Hunter Powers, who had an RBI double his first at-bat. He's got a good stick, hitting .455 right now. And followed by Brock Sherman. Sherman had about 430 clip, 435 or so. And Karsten Froning with good speed at first base. There's a pitch by Fredrickson. I like the way Powers is aggressive. When I played, that first pitch a lot of times in high school was going to be a fastball. Not a lot of high school pitchers that will lead with a curve or off speed. So Powers now with Karsten Froning on first base. Steps in. Big left-hander. Good eye. That's going to be outside. Count goes 1-1. Just the American flag right now, just a little bit of breeze, but really nice night. There's a pitch, and the umpire is going to say that caught the outside corner. Good location that time. So 1-2 now to Powers. And Karsten Froning at first base. He's going. Good jump. He had a hit and run going on there. Carson had a really good jump on the pitcher there. See, at high level baseball, the first base coach will have a stopwatch. Not to say this isn't high level in all due respect, but kind of time and everything with the pitcher and whatnot. Here's Powers, 1-2. Pitcher will step back, Fredrickson. And Karsten Froning, very good speed. Had a really good football season as well. Fredrickson from the set. Powers at the plate. Here's a ball driven towards center field, and they had played him deep, which I would too. It was well hit, though. So F8 in the scorebook, 2 down now. And Brock Sherman will come to the plate. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning. My college baseball coach in the book, when you hit a ball like that, he always put well hit out. He called it a who. Because you can go 0 for 3, 0 for 4 and be hitting it well. But that was always a well hit out. So Brock Sherman will step in. If he can reach, Micah Johnson is on deck. First pitch, strike on the outside corner. 0-1 to Brock Sherman. He'll step in again. Karsten Fronting at first base, reached on a single between the third baseman and the shortstop. Pitcher steps off, and they got Karsten in a rundown. Running him back towards first. And he's going to be tagged out. That was a heads-up play by the pitcher as he stepped back. So Karsten Fronting is picked off for the third out. So Brock Sherman will lead off in the bottom of the fourth inning. So are the Otters in that inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they strand 1 runner. Well, I guess they don't. He got picked off. We'll come back with the top of the fourth. Spuds lead at 3-1. You're listening to Otter Baseball on Channel 977.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Otters Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Otters Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
What's the record for the biggest walleye? What's the record for the largest goldfish? Wait, what? Never release aquatic animals or plants into our lakes and rivers. Help protect our waters and native species.
Business systems can be frustrating. Don't take it out on the printer. Let Liberty Business Systems simplify the chaos. With automated printing services and flexible contracts, you'll never feel frustrated or stuck with your business systems. Liberty Business Systems.
Transparent, flexible, fearless.
What's your number?
We've driven 57 miles 6 times for a great deal at Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
All right, Mark Johnson back with you at Legion Field as Carter Hutari steps in. Hutari had a single and scored on a fielder's choice back in the second inning. Isaiah Holmes gets that first pitch in for a strike. It's so important to get ahead of hitters like this. In our post-game show, we'll name our Quality Player of the Game, brought to you by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. Second ball from Isaiah Holmes is outside for a ball. There's a 1-1 pitch. And a weak fly ball to right field. Logan Larson is there. He's got that one, no problem. And so 1 up and 1 down here for the Otters in the top half of the fourth inning. And Austin Schwantz will step in. He singled in the second inning. He's a left-handed batter. Holmes. So we're going to miss. He squared the bunt there, but Karsten Fronting is ready to go there, standing down there on third base. And here comes the delivery by Powers. And there's a nice play by Micah Johnson moving to his right. Got a good jump on that ball. Kind of a medium to hard line drive. And a nice play at second base by Micah Johnson. Now Sam Craig will step in as there's a foul ball to the right side. Hunter Powers going after it, but it's going to be out of play. He reached on an error and then was out on a fielder's choice in the second inning. So 2 down here now for Fergus Falls. Trailing 3-1. A lot of time left in this game. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. That's in for a strike. Much to the chagrin of the Moorhead fans, they thought it was a ball. It was up in the outside corner there. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Micah Johnson snags behind second base, plants, and makes a dandy play, a 4-3 putout. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Fergus Falls. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base, and the Otters come to the plate now, trailing 3-1. We'll come back with more. Again, Otter Baseball here on Channel 977.
Olson Oil Cart Express of Fergus Falls is your one-stop shop. Propane tank refills? Check. Diesel for your trucks? Check. Gas, propane exchange, and bulk delivery? Check, check, and check. Olson Oil Cart Express, supporting Otter sports.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
At American Federation.
Back here, and again, we'll have a second game after this one. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning, pardon me. Oh, bottom of the fourth. Yeah, my bad. I just saw the 0 up on the board, but yesterday when I was doing a softball game, they had a mechanical scoreboard, like Fenway Park. So they'd have to go out and place the numbers up there. So I've been to Fenway Park. I watched Mookie Betts hit a grand slam, and my son Peter had his phone out, and he got the whole thing, and just instantly we became Boston fans. We were high-fiving but I tell you what, that was a lot of fun. When you're walking to the stadium there, if anybody's been to Fenway, but you can smell the brats and the food, and you go into the restrooms and you're like in a tunnel. It's just old school, totally old school. All right, here we go. Brock Sherman's going to step in here for Fergus Falls, and Brock thus far reached in the first inning. He was hit by a pitch. Brock, the catcher, right-hander. Pitch from Fredrickson. And that's going to hit him again. There you go. Brock will head down to first base. And usually they'll get a courtesy runner for the catcher. They touch the base, and then Dent will come in to run once again. And Micah Johnson, who had a put-out and an assist last inning, will step to the plate. So Dent comes in to run for the catcher, Brock Sherman. Brant Sherman is on deck. Here's Mike at the plate. And he was hit by a pitch in the first inning. And first pitch in for a strike. So the Otters with a good opportunity here. With, nobody out and a runner on first base. Pitch from Fredrickson. Sherman to the shortstop. Second to first, and overthrown at first base. So we have a fielder's choice here. So Micah reaches on a FC. So he's down at first base. Sherman is out at second on a 6-4 putout. And Brant Sherman will come to the plate. Brant, the DH this afternoon. All right, here we go. Umpire coming back out to the field, set to go here. And here's the pitch from Fredrickson. And that's kind of a shanker off the handle there. And Brant will pop out to the third baseman. And that was Kunza with the put out. So there's 2 down now. And Micah Johnson on first, reached on a fielder's choice. And Parker Tilke will step in. He popped out to the center fielder in the second inning. Cam Wiederich on deck, followed by Jacob Froning. There's 2 outs. Otters with a runner on first. Pitch from Fredrickson. Swung on and missed. So 0-1. Here to Parker Tilke. Parker will step in. older brother Carter Tilke, very good Otter baseball player, played at Concordia as well for a time. Pitch outside, 1-1. Bennett Tilke, younger brother also. And Micah Johnson at first base with a lead. Fredrickson takes a look, comes to the set, and delivers. Swing and a miss. Runners going. Johnson is going to reach. It was a wild throw to the right. And the shortstop, Dickhouse, they kind of collided. And, man, and Micah just had to slide. And I think he hit his shin pretty bad there. Or ankle. That was a pretty good collision there. Look at the Annabelle Lee and Associates replay here. Ball was thrown to the right, and he was diving over the sliding Micah Johnson. And there was a pretty good collision there with his shin or ankle on the right side, it looked like. So Coach Greg Selvold out to see how he's doing, seeing if he can stay in the ball game. But Micah Johnson is second base now. Man, you almost wondered, just it was almost like shin on shin type of deal there, but he's going to walk it off here. Take a look at that one more time. Throw down to second. Yeah, it's almost like when Micah was sliding in it, like his knee collided with his shin, but he's going to stay in the game. And Micah was just doing what he could to come in on the slide there and try to avoid a collision. All right, here we go. So 2 down here now for the Otters, but they do have a runner in scoring position. And Parker Tilke now with a 1-2 count will step back in. Yeah, number 4, Riley Dickhouse, trying to walk that off, and he stays in at shortstop. Tilke, the right-hander, center fielder here for Fergus Falls. 1-2 pitch, and Parker will step out, call for time. He'll gather and get back in the box here. 2 down here. Again, we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Otters trail 3-1. Pitch in for a called strike 3. So a called strike 3 on Parker Tilke. And so that's a reverse K in the scorebook. So the Otters in that inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and there was 1 left on base as we head now to the top of the 5th inning. Moorhead 3, Fergus Falls 1. You're listening to Otter Baseball on Channel 977.
Federal Bank, they're proud sponsors of local high school athletics. From Friday night lights to buzzer-beating shots, these students inspire us all. Just like them, American Federal is here to go the extra mile for you. American Federal Bank, investing in our community, one play at a time. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome to Minnesota Motor Company.
We're proud to be a part of this community.
And proud to be your dealership.
Minnesota Motor.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Otter Tail Minn-Dakota Coaches has been the trusted name in transportation for 50 years. Safety, service, and dependability are at the heart of every journey. From local routes to nationwide trips, rely on Otter Tail Coaches for a ride you can trust.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Scott DeBrito. I had the privilege of wearing the Otter uniform. Today, I have the privilege of representing FM Bank here in Fergus Falls. Show your Otter pride with our Otter debit card. Stop in and see us or visit our website at mybankfm.com.
Inning, Moorhead at the plate. Number 8, Carson Heights swinging, misses at the first pitch, 0-1. And a good start here by Holmes once again. He's only surrendered 3 hits thus far. Pitch number 2 in the dirt. strikeout, throw out, and a good job by Brock Sherman making the play there. So a strikeout there, and the Otters get the first batter out. Now Taylor Rick, the center fielder, will step in. Is it Rick or Rich? Is it? I can't remember. Rich. Okay, there you go. Now here's a trivia question. What Twins player had a first name Rich? First pitch is low for a ball. This is going to be a tough one, though. Rich Reese, 1970s. Craig, if you're listening, give me a text. You probably knew his batting average. Here's a foul ball, 1-1. Rich Reese, yeah, that was his name. He was, maybe a 1 or 2 year player. All right. Useless information. We say that's good for radio, right? That's what I always say. Hey, radio is where it's at. And video. No, it's all good. It's just awesome now to be able to have things streamed and, the coverage of the games like this. And you can go and check it out on the Fergus Now app or YouTube. Google KBRF Sports and go back and watch a game. We got Jared Larson now resupplying baseballs here. The number of the baseballs that big leaguers go through in a game is astronomical. It's unbelievable. There's a pitch in the outside corner. I knew Craig was out there. He said Rich Reese was a good left-handed hitter. Come on, Craig. If you can come up with his average, there's nobody better. No bigger Twins fan. That pitch there, 3-1 now. And here comes Isaiah's Holmes pitch. There's a fly ball to left field. Jacob Froning dove, but the ball's going to get behind him. Tried to dove to go into his right. And with good wheels here, going for 3 is Rick, and he's going to be in with a triple. Wow, when I saw him running the base pass, I know it wasn't Byron Buxton, but he was booking. So, oh yeah, then we have Rich Rollins playing in the 60s, a good third baseman. Now, if Craig and I start doing the old players, like Jerry Tail and Fred Bergman, this could go on and on. So, no, that's good. Mike Cubbage. All right, so, okay, 1 out now. But the Spuds threatening. Your Rick is on third base. Riley Dickhouse at the plate to swing and a miss. So 1 down here now. And Holmes is going to settle in here now and the pitch there low for a ball, 1-1. That's the thing about baseball. It's just there's so many players come and go, and you have 162 games. You just feel like you really you know the players. There's a ball in the dirt. Good job by Brock Sherman. He blocks that one. So the count now at 2-1. Kunza is on deck, and he calls for time. Now here's another trivia question. What New York Yankee power hitter would call for time an awful lot and pretended he had a fly in his eye or a gnat? That's the next trivia question. Craig says, I don't remember Rich Reese's average, but I remember Reese hitting a grand slam against the Orioles in 1966 or 68. That's some good trivia. There's a ball high, 3-2. Any guesses on the Yankee here in the press box, Chris or Dave? Does the name Reggie Jackson? He would step out and then step in and step out. He would have drove the umpires nuts right now. There's a pitch fouled off to the right side. And Reggie Jackson started with the Oakland A's. Kunza, 3-2 pitch. Swung on and a miss. A big strikeout there. All right. 2 down now. With a runner on third, Holmes strikes out Riley Dickhouse, and now Drake Kunza will step in. He flied out to right field in the first inning and then was thrown out by Cam Riederich. 6-3 put out in the third inning. And there is a blooper towards right field. That's going to drop, and that'll score a run. So an RBI single, blooper to right field, and that scores Rick, who had a triple. So 2 hits in the inning. And Fredrickson will step in. Fredrickson had a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the 3rd inning and grounded out to the third baseman, Carson Froning, in the 1st inning. 2 down here now for Fergus Falls. Runner on first. Ground ball to short. Wiederich up with it. And on to Micah Johnson. 6-4 putout. But in the inning, we have 1 run for the Spuds, 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 on base as we head now to the bottom of the 5th inning. Spuds lead at 4-1. You're listening to Otter Baseball on Channel 977.
What's your number?
We drove 5.2 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls, Breckenridge, and Hankinson. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI. Serve your family and friends the best. Certified Angus beef from the meat department at Service Food. Special cuts and orders always welcome. Service Food, West Lincoln Avenue, Fergus Falls.
Service Food. Serving you best.
Light powers your day, and with LEDs, every time you turn on a light, it's a chance to save. See how Otter Tail Power Company can help you save at otpco.com/LED.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you where to eat.
Welcome to Minnesota.
All right, here we go. We're back. And Cam Wiederich will lead off. He flew out, lined out to the shortstop in the 2nd inning. Jacob Froning on deck. Again, we're in the top of the 5th inning. First of 2 here against Moorhead. Fredrickson going all the way so far. Swing and a miss. Same thing with the Otters, Isaiah Holmes. So the Moorhead Spuds have 5 hits, and Fredrickson's only given up 2 hits in this one. Here's Wiederich at the plate. Pitch is high and inside. 1-1. So 1-1 the count here to Cam Wiederich, the Otter shortstop. Isn't that crazy how the guy that makes the last play is always up first? It happens all the time. He had the ground ball, the assist on the put out to Micah Johnson. Fouled that one back, goes a 1-2. Again, Jacob Froning on deck. Otters trail it here 4-1. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Struck him out. And there's 1 down here for the Otters. So Jacob Froning steps in. And Jacob went down looking in the 2nd inning. And I'm just looking at this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's only given up 2 hits here. Fredrickson, the pitcher. Big right-hander. Jacob Froning steps in. Froning in left field. Here's the pitch to Jacob. That's a strike on the outside corner. So 0-1 to Jacob Froning. Getting to the 5th, 6th, 7th inning here, down by 3. You want to see if you can chip away here, get a run or 2. There's a swing and a miss by Jacob. Count goes to 0-2. To Jacob Froning. And here comes Fredrickson, gets a sign from Otari. Pitch, swung on and missed. So swinging strike. And there's 2 down here. Here as Fredrickson strikes out the first 2 Otter batters. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Logan Larson. walked in the first inning, scored a run, the only Otter run, and flew out to the center fielder in the third inning. So Logan Larson will step in. Logan, a senior. Karsten Frowning is on deck. Fredrickson winds and delivers. That's going to be outside, 1-0. In the JV, one team is playing on Farmers Field, JV2 playing over at the college. So good to get some baseball in here. Last regular season series here for the Otters. Again, the pitch there is inside the dirt. And again, the seeds will come out. And as head coach Tilke was talking, probably a 4 seed, maybe a 5, but that win against Hutchinson, big. Here comes a pitch by Fredrickson. That's high for a ball, so 3-0. Larson has really done a good job working the counts. His first at-bat, he did that. He worked a full count and then ended up walking. Logan, a left-handed batter, digs in. And the pitch low for a ball, so Logan walks, so he'll reach his second walk of the game. And Karsten Frowning will step in. Had a sacrifice bunt in the first inning, singled in the third inning. So Karsten will step in, and Hunter Powers is on deck. Karsten playing third base. Larson at first. 2 down here. There's a strike. A lot can happen with 2 down. You got to use you have to get 27 outs in the game. You got to use every one of them. You know, it seems like sometimes you kind of let innings slip by, but a lot can happen. Here's Karsten Frowning. And there's a fly ball to right center field. That one is going to be caught. Good wheels there by the center fielder, Tay Rich. And a good lumber on that one, or composite nowadays. So Karsten flies out. For out number 3, no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors in the Otters. Strand 1 runner as we head to the top of the 6th inning. 4-1 Spuds. Listening to Otter Baseball on Channel 977.
Motor Company.
We're proud to be a part of this community.
And proud to be your dealership.
Minnesota Motor.
Serve your family and friends the best. Certified Angus beef from the meat department at Service Food. Special cuts and orders always welcome. Service Food, West Lincoln Avenue, Fergus Falls.
Service Food. Serving you best.
Into the bottom of the 6th inning. I want to remind you this game and the Quality Toyota Player of the Game t-shirts are brought to you by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. Other great sponsors include West Central Ag Air, your Peterson Farms and LG Seed supplier, and your right choice to defend your crops. West Central Ag Air and Midwest Printing, your local partner for quality printing. Visit Midwest Printing in Fergus Falls. And a big shout out to Minnesota Motor Company. And again, at Minnesota Motor Company, they know every decision that they make affects every mile you drive. So between innings, here back at it, Powers on the mound, and he will face, let's see here, number 6, Braden Kwame, struck out looking in the second, popped out in the third. And Holmes on the mound, continues to work here. Again, we're in the top of the 6th inning. Holmes delivers. Ball 1. That one's high. Braden Kwame on deck, and then Carter Hutari. So 1-0 the pitch here now to Kwame. And there we go. I got to get in for a strike. So 1-1. Ground ball. Powers at first. Looks it on into his glove, and he'll step on first. An unassisted put out. And Kwame goes down, so an unassisted putout, U3 in the book. And the catcher, Carter Hutari, will step in. Scored run in the second inning on a fielder's choice, then popped out to Logan Larson in the fourth inning. First pitch low in the dirt, ball 1. Here comes Holmes. Pitch grounded. Went off of Holmes' glove. Micah Johnson couldn't hang on to it, and Hutari's going to reach. But it went off of Isaiah's glove, and then Micah tried to get the deflection. It popped off his glove. And we'll wait to see how that one is scored as well. Toughest job in baseball. Especially when you have a batting title on the line or something like that. I don't think that's the case right here. We'll see what the official ruling is on that in a second here. Yep, a single. Yeah, I figure they'd score it that way. It was hit right up the middle. Again, Holmes tipped it, and then Micah would have had to make a really fantastic quick throw. So a single there for Hutari, and here is Austin Schwantz. Pitch low and outside. Count is at 2 balls and no strikes here to Schwantz. Sam Craig, the first baseman, is on deck. Runner at first is Hutari. Spuds lead at 4-1. Pitch inside, and it's ball 3, so 3-0 the count. 87 pitches now for Isaiah Holmes. And here comes the 3-0 pitch. Good pitch there. Isaiah dials that one in. Count goes to 3-1. Schwantz singled in the second inning and lined out to Micah Johnson in the fourth inning. There's a pitch, ground ball. Micah Johnson up with it. On to Wiederich, and just not in time, but they get the first runner. So Hutari out on a fielder's choice. And then reaching first base on a fielder's choice is Austin Schwantz. Otters, Chris, did they turn a couple of really nice double plays against Ricori? Yeah, a couple key plays and tight spots. And that'll bring up Sam Craig. Oh, we got a pinch hitter, huh? So Carter Olson is going to come into pinch hit here for Craig. 2 outs, nobody on right now. No runs in here for the Spuds. Or pardon me, we have a runner on first base. My bad. That's Schwantz. First pitch by Isaiah is in for a strike. So 0-1. Following this, we'll have a short break. We'll come back with game 2 of this doubleheader. Holmes comes to the set, looks towards first, delivers, swing and a miss by Carter Olson. 2-0. Carson Heights, the leadoff hitter, is on deck, so see if Holmes can set down Olson here and get the Otter bats going here. Holmes, runner's going. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So the Otters put a goose egg up on the scoreboard. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Spuds strand 1 runner. Head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Otters trail it 4-1. We'll come back with more after this break. You're listening to Otter Baseball on Channel 977.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls and Grand Forks is your shopping stop for America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, we have a truck for you. Half, 3/4, and 1 ton. There's a truck for every job. Stop and visit or shop any of our stores at NelsonAutoCenter.com. Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls, and Grand Forks.
Hey, we're back here at Legion Field as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Moorhead leads at 4-1. The Spuds with 1 run in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fifth. And Hunter Powers will step in for the Otters. He had the RBI double in the first inning to score Logan Larson. He popped out to center in the third. And so Powers will be followed by Brock Sherman, Micah Johnson, and Brant Sherman. So Powers will step in here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's a pitch. Laced down the right field line. I really like Powers' bat, the way he swings that thing. And I love his aggressiveness, too. That's fouled down the right field line. Big left-hander. Also pitches for the Otters. And we're set to go here. So 0-1 the count. 60 pitches now here for Fredrickson. Boy, he's been pretty efficient here. Very efficient. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Powers, batting .455 on the season. There's a pitch outside, 1-1. I don't think he's going to give him much for fastballs here. We shall see. And there's one right there. That's missed outside. 2-1. So Powers steps in here, trying to get something going for Fergus Falls, trailing 4-1. Here's Fredrickson's pitch. That's high and outside. 3-1. Again, Brock Sherman on deck for Fergus Falls. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That's a strike. Count goes to 3-2. So 3-2 here to count now to Powers. Pitch from Fredrickson. Good at bat. Draws a walk. So Powers will head down to first base. And the Fergus Falls JV looks like they won their first game 7-0, if I see everything correctly here. And Otters with 1 runner on. Powers on first base. Sherman, he'll line one into left field. And Powers will round second and stay there. So a good piece of hitting that time. And so a good piece of hitting. So Sherman reaches with a single, and Micah Johnson will step to the plate. So Otters got something cooking here. And the second junior varsity team up 1-0 over Moorhead. They're playing on the college field. There's a high pitch. It's going to bounce way out in front of the catcher. So Powers and Brock Sherman both will advance. Now the Otters have runners in scoring position. Let's go. Here we go. Micah Johnson at the plate. Micah's 0 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice, and no, he's 0 for 1, pardon me. He's hit by a pitch in the first inning. Ground ball up the middle. It's a base hit. Brock Sherman he's going to stay at third. And the Otters need more than just that 1 run, so they have first and third now. So Micah Johnson delivers an RBI single. Let's go. So Johnson to first. And Hunter Powers scores. And Brock Sherman to third base. And a pinch runner for the Otters, Isaac Ellison, will come in to run. And Brant Sherman will step in for the Otters. So Coach Tilke holding up Brock Sherman at third base, knowing that they Need a few more runs here, and they got something cooking. First and third, Micah Johnson at first. Pitch in for a strike. And the Otter fans not excited about that call. We'll see if Micah's going here. And here comes the pitch. It's going to be popped out to the pitcher, though, it looks like. Fredrickson will get it. So Brandt pops out to the pitcher. And there's one out. And Parker Tilke will step in. Popped out to center and struck out. Oh, no, we got a pinch hitter here, huh? For Parker Tilke, John Dent. So John Dent will bat here for Parker Tilke. Runners at first and third and one out here now. Otters were threatening here, and they still are. Ball one. Thought maybe Mike would be attempting here. He's on first base. Isaac Ellison at third. Pinch running for Brock Sherman. Pitch, swing and a miss as he went. Kind of brought that bat around. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Now to John Dent. Pinch hitting for Parker Tilke. Laces it left down the line there. And it is foul ball, so 1-2 the count. Shortstop Cam Wiedrich is on deck, followed by Jacob Fronning. So Dent at the plate, 1-2. Micah Johnson on first, Isaac Ellison on third. And a 4-2 score here in favor of the Spuds in the bottom of the sixth inning. Fredrickson with a pitch. Line drive, single to left field. And that'll make it 4-3. So Dent delivers an RBI single. All right, let's go. So a good job by Dent. Scoring from third base was Isaac Ellison coming on to run for Brock Sherman. Micah Johnson to second base. And we may have a pitching change here. Or just a little conversation. They're going to bring in the left fielder to pitch here. That's going to be Carson Heinz. Going to come in to pitch. Fredrickson is going to exit. 74 pitches. And so the Otters in this inning with a couple runs thus far and 3 hits. They got runners on first and second. And so 5 2/3 innings there for Fredrickson, surrendering 3 runs and 4 hits. Or 5 hits, pardon me. Just double checking something here. 1, 2. Yeah. And so 5 hits and then, yeah. So what do we got here? Again, we got, number 8, the left fielder, Carson Heinz, is going to come in to pitch. So Heinz in the pitch. And again, the Otters threatening here. 4-3 is a score here. Take a short break, and we'll come back with more here. Otters threatening. They trail it 4-3.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Light powers your day. And with LEDs, every time you turn on a light, it's a chance to save. See how Otter Tail Power Company can help you save at otpco.com/LED.
Trail at 4-3, scoring 2 here in the bottom of the 6th, and we still only have 1 out. And runners on first and second base. John Dent with an RBI single, Micah Johnson with an RBI single. Johnson's at second base, and Dent is at first base. All right, here we go. Wiederick up to bat here. Cam, the shortstop, with 1 out. And again on the mound here is Carson Heinz, the left fielder, and then Kwame goes to left field, I believe. We'll get all the changes here in a minute. Umpires getting things sorted out. And we're set to go here. Wiederick up to bat here, and Cam is 0 for 2. Wiederick at the plate, and again, now running at first base. Is that Parker Tilke back into run now? So Tilke's running for Dent. Dent pinch hit for Tilke. Runners at first and second. Wiederick at the plate. First pitch is high for a ball. 1-0. So 1-0 the count here now to Wiederick. In baseball, also, Jason Retzoff with the West Central Aspie game. The Arrows lose to West Central 5-0 in that one. JV Otters beat Moorhead 7-0 first game. Pop fly. And the second baseman is under it. And, yeah, so that sends down the Otters Cam Wiederick. So that's a fly out there to the second baseman. And Jacob Froning will step in here with runners on first and second. Froning with 2 strikeouts. He's 0 for 2. There's a pitch by Heinz. Heinz coming in, he was playing left field. 0-1 the count here now to Jacob Froning. And we're on the bottom of the 6th inning, 4-3. Spuds with the lead. Second pitch to Froning is a ball, so 1-1. To Froning. Jacob playing left field. Micah Johnson at second. Parker Tilke at first. In a 4-3 Moorhead lead. Swinging a foul ball. 1-2. So again, Carson Heinz coming in for this last out here of the 6th inning as Ben Fredrickson goes 5 2/3. And here comes the pitch, and Jacob Froning got caught looking for out number 3. That'll do it here for the Otters. So they have a good inning. They get 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and they strand 2 runners. So after 6 complete, Moorhead leads at 4-3. We'll come back with the 7th inning. Again, you're listening to Otter Baseball on Channel 977.
What's the record for the biggest walleye? What's the record for the largest goldfish? Wait, what? Never release aquatic animals or plants into our lakes and rivers. Help protect our waters and native species.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Otters Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Otters Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
Welcome to Minnesota Motor Company.
We're proud to be a part of this community.
And proud to be your dealership.
Minnesota.
Olson Oil Cart Express of Fergus Falls is your one-stop shop. Propane tank refills? Check. Diesel for your trucks? Check. Gas, propane exchange, and bulk delivery? Check, check, and check. Olson Oil Cart Express, supporting Otter sports.
Top of the 7th inning. The Otters get a couple back in that inning and now trail it by a score of 4-3. And the pitcher, number 8, Carson Heinz, will step in. First pitch, foul down the left field line. Greg Sevavold in his 19th year head coach here at Moorhead. Talking to him before the game, it's just hard to believe how fast that time has gone, but we say that a lot, don't we, when we get a little older. Isaiah Holmes now 0-1. We popped up out of play. Count goes to 0-2. So momentum here for Fergus Falls, that they can shut down the Spuds. And we're at the top of the order with Logan Larson coming to the plate. Here's Heinz, the pitcher. That's high for a ball. Count goes to 1-2. Isaiah Holmes pitching a good game here. He's at 95 pitches right now. He's in the top of the 7th inning. 2-2. Couldn't get Carson Heinz to bite on that one, but at a 1-2 pitch, that was a good idea. There's a pitch on the outside corner, 3-2. Count goes 3-2. So important to get that first batter. Isaiah Holmes gets a chopper foul here. 3-2. Count goes full here. On deck is Taylor Rick. And here is the pitch. And that's down the line. And that'll be a single. He rounds first. Just got past Karsten Froning, the left baseman, or the third baseman. And Shane Tilke is going to make a visit to the mound here with 98 pitches. Probably going to make a change here. Getting close to that pitch count. Isaiah Holmes, though, pitching a beauty. Giving up 4 runs, 5 hits, and makes it here 7-6 complete. So looks like Logan Larson's going to come in from right field. Holmes is going to go to the outfield. Logan Larson, what's he going to do here? We got Froning's coming in to pitch. So we got Carson Froning in to pitch here in the 7th inning. We'll get all the changes here in a minute. And Holmes is going to go to the outfield. And Logan Larson will go to third base, it looks like. So we're going to take a short break with a pitching change. 4-3 is our score. There's nobody out. We're in the top of the 7th inning. We'll come back with more.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Scott DeBrito. I had the privilege of wearing the Otter uniform. Today, I have the privilege of representing FM Bank here in Fergus Falls. Show your Otter pride with our Otter debit card. Stop in and see us or visit our website at mybankfm.com.
What's your number?
I drove 113 miles.
And I drove 124 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
The action. So Micah Johnson goes to third. Logan Larson to second. And Holmes to left. And let's see, Parker Tilke in left field. And who's in right? Is that Dent? John Dent in right field, it looks like? I think it is. There's the pitch runners going. Throw down to second. And they got him. Brock Sherman guns down. Heinz. And so a big out there, attempted steal. There's one out. Taylor Rich at the plate. And Rich has scored a run. He's got a single, struck out, and has also got a triple in this one as well. It's a dangerous hitter here. Pitch fouled off. 1-1 the count. Nice throw by Brock Sherman. Good tag by Logan Larson. It was a one-hopper. Logan applies the tag. A big out for the Otters here. One down. Top of the 7th. Swing and a miss there. Some good junk by Carson Froning that time. Got kind of a curve, a little bit of a slurve slider there. And so much better pitching when nobody's on base. And a nice pitch by Carson with a strikeout. Curveball. And there's 2 down here for the Otters. Again, some good momentum here for Fergus Falls. And Riley Dickhouse will step in. Popped out to left in the first. Walked in the third. Oh, yeah, pardon me. Jacob Froning goes over to right field. There we go. Yep. So the outfield right now, Jacob Froning in right, Parker Tilke in center, and Isaiah Holmes in left. Dickhouse first pitch, strike, Carson Froning. Wines delivers. That's going to be outside. Count now goes to 1-1. 2 down for the Otters here. Top of the 7th. Trailing 4-3. Oh, nice pitch. I from the booth up here looked awfully nice. 2-1. No ball. Dickhouse, the shortstop at the plate. Swing and a miss. Got that curveball going good there. 2-2. Some good stuff here for Carson Froning. Winds and delivers. And he struck him out. So Karsten comes in, 2 strikeouts. And there's no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Otters looking to come back in this one. They trail 4-3. We'll come back with the 7th here after this timeout.
Business systems can be frustrating. Don't take it out on the printer. Let Liberty Business Systems simplify the chaos. With automated printing services and flexible contracts, you'll never feel frustrated or stuck with your business systems. Liberty Business Systems.
Transparent, flexible, fearless.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Otters Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Otters Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
At American Federal Bank, they're proud sponsors of local high school athletics. From Friday night lights to buzzer-beating shots, these students inspire us all. Just like them, American Federal is here to go the extra mile for you. American Federal Bank, investing in our community, one play at a time. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, welcome back. 4-3 is the score here as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. As Karsten Froning comes in and gets 2 strikeouts, and Brock Sherman guns down Heinz, who's pitching now for the Spuds. We got ourselves a ball game here, a good one. And really a good defensive game. Only 1 error in the baseball game on the Otters. So a good-looking line score there. Let's see if the Otters can get that first column, the run score, up to 4 and 5 here. Let's do it. So Larson's going to lead off here for Fergus Falls. Logan's going to step in. He's walked twice and popped out to center field. First pitch outside. 1-0. Carson Froning on deck, followed by Hunter Powers, top of the order here for Fergus Falls. Swing, ground ball. Second base. On to first. Aston Schwantz at second base makes the throw to Craig, and that is a 4-3 putout. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Karsten Froning. He's got one hit in the game, has a sacrifice bunt, popped out to center last at bat, so he is 1 for 2. And that time, Heinz kind of hung a curveball, was too high. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch to Karsten Froning. It's going to be fouled back, 1-1. And Hunter Powers on deck, followed by Brock Sherman. Otters need a run here to keep things going. Heinz delivers, right-hander. Inside for a strike. 1-2, 1 out here for Fergus Falls. Otters scoring 1 in the first and 2 in the 6th inning. There's a pitch. Base hit. Karsten Froning goes down and reaches for one, but lines it into left field. And the Otters have a runner aboard. And Froning, one of the faster guys on this Otter team, and a dangerous batter in Hunter Powers here. Powers walked, popped to center, and doubled in the Otters' first run. Powers at the plate. Froning at first base. Pitch in for a strike. Kind of painted that outside corner. Nice pitch there, though. Brock Sherman is on deck. 1 out here for the Otters, trailing 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Thrower to first base. Again, 0-1 the count here to Hunter Powers, batting .455 on the season. Pitch to Powers. That's high and outside, 1-1. He walked his last at-bat and scored a run on the Micah Johnson single. And Brock Sherman scored, or pardon me, that was Isaiah Ellison running for him. Swing and a miss, 1-2. So 1-2 the count here to Hunter Powers. Froning on first base, and the Otters kind of a quick throw over there as Carson was just getting off the base. Froning at first base, taking the lead. Swing and a miss. They struck him out. So Powers goes down swinging, and that'll leave it up to Brock Sherman, who singled his last time up. He scored a run. And big opportunity here for Brock Sherman. Keep this game going. Micah Johnson is on deck. Spuds lead at 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ball high. Good discipline by Sherman. Laid off that high, hard one. Sherman threw out a runner last inning. A nice play, a nice tag by Logan Larson. Throw to first. Froning will stay there. Just wondering with 1 out if the Otters were going to send Karsten Froning. Now with 2 outs, so you don't want to make that last out on the base pads. Here's the pitch to Sherman. Brock, right side. It's in! And to third base goes Karsten Froning. So Brock Sherman, a good piece of hitting there, pokes it out into right field. And Karsten Froning to third base. And Micah Johnson comes to the plate. The Otters with a scoring run 90 feet from home plate. And we get a pinch runner here. Who is that coming in to run there? Yeah, I know. I did. So, pinch runner. I don't have. Get that in just a second here. Here's the pitch from Heinz. 2 outs. Fly ball, right field. Where is it? Oh, and Moorhead makes the play, the right fielder. Braden Kwame makes the play, and that will do it as Micah Johnson pops out to right field for out number 3, and the Spuds take the first one here by a score of 4-3. And we will take a break, and we'll come back and recap this one. And in that same break, we'll name our Quality Toyota Player of the Game. Then we'll take a break before we get to the second part of this doubleheader. Again, the Otters lose at 4-3. We'll come back with our Olson Oil Card Express post-game show after this break.
Hi, I'm Jay, owner of Fergus Apothecary, downtown Fergus Falls. We like to talk to you out in the open, not through glass, not through a speaker. We treat you as a person, not as an insurance card. So we invite you to come downtown Fergus Falls and speak with us.
Welcome to Minnesota Motor Company.
We're proud to be a part of this community.
And proud to be your dealership.
Minnesota Motor.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
For our Olson Oil Card Express post-game show, brought to you by Olson Oil Card Express. Again, the Otters lose this one 4-3 in a battle here, and in this game, the Otters end up scoring one in the, let's see, as far as runs go here, they get 1 run in the first inning, and then they end up with 2 in the 5th inning. RBI singles by John Dent and Micah Johnson. The other RBI was in the first inning. That was Hunter Powers with that double that doubled in Logan Larson. So the Otters lose at 5-3. Isaiah Holmes goes 6 innings. He surrenders 3 runs on 5 hits. And the Otters, Carson Froning comes on in the 6th inning and gets a couple of strikeouts, and then Brock Sherman throws out the runner, Heinz, who had got on first base that time. And so the Otters with a good performance here. 4 runs, or 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. And for the Moorhead Spuds, 4 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Ben Fredrickson, he pitched a good game here. He goes 5 2/3, gives up 4 runs, 6 hits. And the Otters had an opportunity in the first inning to really add to that lead. They stranded 3 runs in the first and stranded, 7 runners total. And the Spuds stranded 5 runners. So it was a clean game here, we'll call that. And a good effort here for the Otters, but they come on the losing end of this one. It's now time to name our Quality Toyota Quality Player of the Game, brought to you by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. For screen printing on custom apparel, the best in personal service around, contact Lake Country Graphics at 1223 North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls, or call them at 998-4027. And our Quality Player of the Game is going to be Isaiah Holmes, although in a losing effort, but got up to 98 pitches, went 6 complete, bleeded into the 7th inning, but he was in control and command of his pitches. And this was a pitcher's duel here this afternoon, so Isaiah Holmes is our Quality Player of the Game. That'll do it for the first game, as Olson Oil Card Express sponsors our post-game show. And we'll do a little figuring here. Second game, let's see, our game time is supposed to be at about 6 o'clock, but it'll probably be 6:15 or 6:20 thereabouts. So there'll be some music coming your way for a bit here, and then we'll come back with more baseball. Second of a doubleheader, but that'll do it here for the first game. And thanks for tuning in. Join us here in just a bit.
Thank you for joining us for a special KBRF Radio.com video streaming production. Tonight's game is proudly brought to you by Otter Tail Power Company and your Otter Tail Power Company pregame show. Park Region and your Park Region scoreboard. Minnesota Motor Company and your Minnesota Motor Company halftime show. Lake Region Healthcare and your Lake Region Healthcare timeouts. Oxted Plumbing and Heating with your game time and temperature. Viking Cafe and Fergus Falls Apothecary with your keys to the game. Olson Oil Card Express and your Olson Oil Card Express postgame show. Quality Toyota and your Quality Toyota player of the game. Nelson Auto Center and your Nelson starting lineups. Otter Tail County AIS Task Force. Liberty Business Systems. Service Food of Fergus Falls. Fergus Falls Monument. Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapy Incorporated.